Hey, Alaia Williams here, and this is my annual Best Planners for Small Business Owners Roundup. This is the second annual video, but fourth roundup overall. Each year they're over on my website at alaiawilliams.com, and this is one of my favorite things to do for the year because I'm a planner junkie, so I love planners, and it's been great to see how many great options there are on the market. Planners have been around for a long time. I've been seeing a lot of discussions recently about people talking about how planning is like a new thing, and it may be new to them, but planners have been around for decades. And for a while there were just very few choices, very straightforward. You had black, brown, navy blue, Mead, At a Glance, Daytimer, Franklin Covey, and those are the only options. And those are definitely still solid options. A planner is a planner. As long as it helps you get things done, that's what matters most. But the planner market has definitely grown, definitely exploded, and there are a lot of great things out there. And so I'm excited to review some of my favorite picks for 2018. Now, some of these are designed specifically for business owners. Some are not, but I believe that they would be great for business owners, which is why they've made the list. So we're actually going to start with one that was designed for entrepreneurs and small business owners, and it is the Next 12 Months Weekly Planner. This is actually a planner that I designed. It's been on the market since 2015, made some upgrades to it last year. There aren't any new features this year, but I still believe it's a solid choice for entrepreneurs and small business owners. It's undated, so you can start it at any time. You can grab it now in 2017 when I'm shooting this. You can grab it at any point during 2018 and start using it right away. So I think that's one of the huge benefits of an undated planner. But the Next 12 Months, this classic planner is a weekly planner. There are monthly planning pages, and there's space to track your goals and notes. And then on the weekly spread, tracking, weekly goals, milestones, priorities, to-dos. And then the feature that everybody loves is the marketing tracker. So it gives you ideas of things you can do to stay on track with your marketing throughout the week. So you can do these things every day or a couple days a week, but it helps ground you and give you some ideas of things you can do. I know a lot of times when it comes to marketing, there's so much to do that we're just like, oh, I know I could do a million things. And this gives you some concrete things that you can do, and you can also add some of your own right there at the bottom. And then at the end of every month, there is a monthly review. So you can write about how your month went, which I think is important. Before you plan ahead, you need to know what just happened so that you can make the right plans. So there's space for a monthly review, space to track your marketing stats. And then at the end of the year, there is an annual review. And the annual review is very similar in terms of the questions, fairly similar to the monthly review. But then there's the annual tracker. So you can transpose those numbers from your monthly stats and you can watch your growth all year long. So I love that. And then there are a few note pages at the back. So the Next 12 Months Weekly Planner, it comes in spiral bound, which is what you see here. It also comes as a digital download, so you can buy the PDF, print it yourself, have it right away. And it also comes as a paperback. As I mentioned, this one, the weekly planner, has been around since 2015. And I'm very excited to announce that in 2017, for the 2017-2018 year, I'm launching two new ones. So there is the Next 12 Months Monthly Planner, and this is the paperback. So the weekly paperback looks exactly the same. There's the monthly planner, and launching later this fall is the quarterly planner. So the monthly planner is actually very similar, but pared down. So you've got your nice, big, beautiful blank monthly spread. I really love the paperback for the size, just plenty of planning space. I love it. It didn't exist in a paperback the first year, the weekly planner didn't, and then when it came out the second year, I'm like, I love it, and so that's the one that I used. The difference between the weekly and the monthly is the weekly does not have the weekly spread or the marketing tracker, so it goes straight from the monthly planning page to the monthly review, marketing stats, and monthly expenses and sales. It also has those annual review pages in it, but it has tons of notes. Tons of notes. There's 100 pages of notes in here. So that's really geared towards someone who uses their online calendar mostly, but still likes to write down the highlights of what's going on. So if you're doing a launch or you have big milestones or things that you need to remember, That's like straight to the point, nothing but the essentials and plenty of notes. So you can use the note pages for blog post ideas, video ideas, that's what I use it for, tracking prospects, or general notes. You can use it for whatever. So there's plenty of note pages in there to help carry you through the year. And I'm very excited that the Next 12 Months family has grown from 1 planner to 3. And all are available, like I said, as digital downloads, paperback, or spiral bound. Next planner that I love that I won't talk too much about because I did a whole video dedicated to it, and I'll link to it below this video in the description, is Danielle LaPorte's Desire Map Planner. This is the 3rd year this has made the list. This is the weekly version. It does come in a daily version as well. It's a little bit bigger. Actually, I have it right behind me. Look at me being prepared. It's a little bit bigger, a little thicker, of course, because you got 365 days versus 52 weeks. As always, Danielle LaPorte products, very high quality. It's just gorgeous when you open it up. I love the colorful tabs for the months that you can see from both sides. I love the perforated pages. The paper is a little different than the first year I reviewed it. The other paper was a little slicker. It was gorgeous. It felt great, but I noticed with a lot of pens it did smear, so I have a feeling that's why they changed the paper. So this paper is more, it feels like a more standard traditional paper, but it's thick, it's gorgeous, it's still very high quality. I love it. There is a very simple monthly spread in it. Very simple monthly spread. And then the weekly spread is actually 4 pages. So first of all, your week is across 2 pages. There's space to write, notes to yourself or the highlights of the day, important appointments. And there's the to-do list, so that repeats on both pages. And then there's all like the soul stuff. So kind of the tagline for this is goals with soul, right? So, this asks, what is sacred to me? Sorry, it's hard for me to read upside down. How did you feel when you first woke up today? What do you want to change? What solutions will come? There's space for gratitude. And then every single week there's space for ideas, desires, wisdom. So really some note pages and place to mind map or whatever you'd like. What I like about it is those note pages are mixed in every week. So there are no note pages at the end, where like every other planner that I show you has note pages at the end. These are worked in. So I'm a big fan. Like I said, I do a more detailed review, which is linked below, but Desire Map Planner, 3rd year on the list. I love it. And that's available on Danielle LaPorte's websites. I like the signature charcoal gray, but there's also some really nice colorful designs as well. So my palette tends to be a little more simple. As you saw, I went with the solid blue and I chose the charcoal and gold. So I tend to be a little more straightforward with my aesthetics, but the artwork on the pink and gold for this year is gorgeous. And here's another example. This is the INKWELL planner. This one has a bunch of different patterns, and this is the one I chose because it was the simplest. It was the closest to a solid color I could get. But a lot of people in my planner communities have been raving about INKWELL press, so I wanted to get one and see what the fuss was about myself. If you like simple and pared down in terms of the look, like if the look really matters to you, this is probably the cover that's probably going to resonate closest with you. The others have busier patterns. I like that the pages are tabbed, the months. It's got an elastic band. The Danielle LaPorte one does as well. There's a little ruler in here so you can mark your day. It's movable. There's a plan ahead section so you can do some planning to get your year started. So you can highlight the important dates of the year, your goals, break it down into quarterly goals, and then you dive into your months. Now, I forgot to mention, this one runs July 2017 to June 2018. It's their mid-year planner. So this will not get you through all of 2018. So if you're interested in this, you want to order it right away so that you can make the most of it. But you can also see if they have some January start ones that would strike your fancy. Otherwise, yes, this one does end in June. So that's something to keep in mind. But if you go to inkwellpress.com, they have tons of options available. So anyway, when you do your monthly planning, there's a space for a mission board, which is kind of their vision of a vision board, where you can talk about me time, home, financial, social, dreaming big, and kind of map that out. There's space for a habit tracker, and some of the other planners have space for writing about your habits, but this is the only one with a 31-day habit tracker, and you have the option to do it for 3 habits. So if you're into habit tracking, that's a pretty cool feature to have. And then we get to the weekly spread, which is actually what didn't sell this planner for me. It's just lines. It's not really a to-do list. It's not a schedule. So that was the con for me. But the pro for you could be that it could be either one. You can turn this into a to-do list. You can turn it into a schedule. You can turn it into some kind of hybrid. The design is beautiful. It's high quality. That's why it makes the list. There are these spaces at the bottom. A lot of people use these for like morning, afternoon, evening. Some people like to do like meal tracking or fitness tracking or something like that. So you could do that as well. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the planning. But there's an extras section. How valuable the extras are to you just depends on who you are. Like there's a gift list, not really valuable to me, but if you buy gifts for your family, for clients, I'm sure you would love the gift list. Travel planner, love this. Movies and books, big fan of both. And again, this isn't designed for business owners, but it's great if you have a business. So obviously, unless you work in entertainment, doesn't really relate, but still cool to have the space. And then there's a monthly bill tracker. So it's got some like fun bonuses there. And then there's like a short note section at the back of grid paper. And then, which is awesome, a little pocket folder and a pocket. So super handy, elastic band, available on their website and also at Office Depot. I think this and the Danielle LaPorte in terms of price might be the most expensive, but I think this is actually more expensive than Danielle LaPorte. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but they're both on the higher end of the price list of the planners that I am showing you today. But that's INKWELL Press, beautiful. If you like that kind of color, if you like the tabs, right up your alley. The next one is very new to me. It's called the COSSAC planner. I actually found this on Amazon when I was searching for another planner, which is actually the next one I'll show you. This is right up my alley. Simple, black, straightforward, no crazy patterns. So I love that. It's got these two little ribbons to mark off a couple different sections, which we'll walk through. This is undated, start anytime. In my mind, that is a pro. I love dated calendars, but I know that there are times I put my calendars down and I don't use them. And so I love undated because you can pick it up and pick it right up where you left off and use the whole thing. So undated is a pro for me. There's a little pocket here, a little slot. There's an elastic on the front here, I guess to keep things in the pocket because there's another elastic band there. And then this is broken down, and this and the next planner I show you are going to be pretty similar, and this is the first that I've seen planners like this. But first it starts off with your monthly section. So you've got your monthly spread. Again, it's undated, very straightforward. Plan, review, reminders, notes. And then you flip to your weekly, and your weekly has last week's review, this week's priorities, a place for your habits, not a habit tracker, but a place to write about your habits, your health, your passion project, and your weekly goals. Very straightforward. So the week is on 2 pages. And then you get to your daily section. So in the daily section, we have 1 page per day. So on this spread, it's two days. Daily priorities, schedule and tasks, notes and ideas, review. Now, the schedule and tasks isn't numbered, so it's more like a checklist, but if you wanted to make it a schedule, you could write the hours of your day in there or write the highlights. Very straightforward. I love it. I love that it has the weekly, the monthly, and the daily. It does fit about 6 months if you use this every day. I believe it's about 6 months. I think that's what the 6 on the wrapper on the cover means. So if you wanted to use this all year long, you would likely need 2, but you know, the pro and con of that is that the pro is that it keeps it slim. It's easy to carry around. Obviously, the con would be buying more than one. But also, if you're not sure that you love it, it's nice that you only have to commit for a couple months. Maybe you want to try something different. So I love that. And then there's a few pages at the back, dot grid pages for notes. So that's the COSSAC planner. It's available on Amazon. Super affordable, straightforward, plain design. That's what I like. Another one that's very similar is the PANDA planner. I actually like the Panda Planner a little more, though they're both quite similar. The Panda Planner has 3 ribbons for the same sections. I don't know why the COSSAC only has 2, but the Panda Planner has 3. They're all the same color. And there's no pocket, so the COSSAC has that pocket. But when you flip to the monthly, there's your monthly spread. There's space for this month's goals, distractions to avoid, notes. The note section is a little small, but if this isn't your primary place to take notes, it's no big deal at all. When you flip to your weekly, you have space for your projects, your goals for the week, a review of last week, and the things you're going to do to make the week great. So one of the big differences, I'm going to go ahead and take this little sleeve off here. One of the differences between the COSSAC planner and the Panda planner, other than like the page color, the Panda planner has white pages and the COSSAC is kind of like a cream, is the daily spread. So with the Panda planner, the daily spread is across 2 pages. So it's one day across 2 pages versus the COSSAC where you had one day the next day. So this is a pro and con depending on how you plan. So on the first page, you have your morning review, what you're grateful for, your day's priorities, your focus, exercise. Over here, you have your schedule, tasks, notes, and end of day review. So if you're a down and dirty planner and just like to get in, write down your schedule and to-dos and like get out of there, then you're kind of wasting the other half. Where in the COSSAC, that's all you have. So that might be a con. Because in this book, if you use it every day, you only get 3 months. So you would need to buy 4, kind of like the next 12 months quarterly planner. You would need to buy 4 because it's only to get through the year. So, if you just like this part, then Panda may not be for you because it's got all this extra stuff. But if you're trying to dive deeper with your goals, and you want to spend more time thinking about your priorities and your gratitude and stuff like that, you'll love this. This gives you the space to think about all that. So it's really just about what kind of planner you are. And on the back, some dot grid note pages. So that's the Panda planner. Again, straightforward design, affordable, easily accessible, available on Amazon. The link's below. Last but not least, we have the Do It All planner. It's accessible, portable, affordable, and that's why it makes my list this year. To be honest, I have walked past this planner for years. It's available in Barnes & Noble. I've also seen it on Amazon, but the design just didn't do it for me. And as we've talked about many times, this is more my aesthetic, so this is quite different. But I like this color scheme. And so this is their kaleidoscope pattern, and it's the first one that resonated with me. So if your design aesthetic is like mine, this may not be up your alley, but if you do like bold, you like colors, patterns, they have this. They have tons of floral options. So just know that. It's got a handy pocket in the front. Monthly planning pages, kind of small, but if you don't do most of your planning here, it's not a big deal. I just do my highlights there anyway. I don't do most of my planning on a monthly spread. I prefer weekly or daily. So you have that. And then you have your weekly spread. And kind of like the INKWELL press, it's like pretty open. There's not much direction there. But I ended up turning this into a project planner. So in this column, there's space for this week, and then this is the rest of your week. I actually labeled, me, and then I put in my retainer clients here, and I keep track of all my internal projects, and if I have deliverables or milestones for my retainer clients, I put them here. And so even though I use Asana to manage most of my tasks, I still like writing things down. I mean, I use a paper planner after all, but this ended up being like a nice little project tracker for me. I wasn't expecting that, but I bought it. I didn't want to return it. I liked it, so I figured, hey, I'll use it. What can I use it for? And it's turning out to be like a great little project planner. I love this at the end. It's a year in pixels. I've seen this as a printable, as a PDF, and I've seen people print it out and add it to their existing planners, but this is the first planner I've seen that has the year in pixels built in. For those of you who don't know what it is, you basically come up with a little color key or pattern key, and then every day of the year, at the end of the day, you log how you felt that day. And then it gives you something to look back on and see how your year went. So it may not be your thing, but I think it's pretty cool, so I like that it's made in. There's also space for your 2018 goals. The only thing I will say is it's not like prioritized or special in any way. It doesn't ask you any questions. But if you just want to brain dump your goals for 2018, this is perfect. There's a budget tracker. Again, this planner is geared toward personal life. I definitely have the feeling it's a family planner, but we all need a budget, right? So I thought that was handy. Again, if I am going to have a color scheme, this is the color scheme for me. So I actually think this gratitude tracker is beautiful. I love the colors on here. I've never done monthly gratitude tracking. I've usually done it on a weekly or daily basis, but this is still handy. I love it. I love the colors. There's a place for your bucket list. There are literally 5 note pages, not sheets. Literally 5 pages. So I would say that's the one drawback. There aren't a lot of notes, but if you keep your notes elsewhere, it's not a big deal. There are a ton of these perforated shopping and to-do lists, which is kind of cool. So you can rip it off, take the shopping list with you, take the to-do list off, paste it up so you can remind yourself of what you have to do. But if it were me, I would trade half of these for more note pages. That would just be my preference. And if you're into that sort of thing, there are some stickers at the back for holidays, doctor's appointments, you know, car service, report due, business trip, concert, that kind of stuff. So kind of fun if you're into that. And then last but not least, there's a card holder at the back. So if you want to stick in the cards of people you've recently met, or if you want to keep your business cards in there, you can. I always try to keep my business cards handy because someone always asks me for one when I least expect it. So I like to have them tucked into like every bag I have. And if I can have it in my planner too, that's a bonus because I don't carry a purse every day, but I carry my planner almost every day. You know, I don't like take it with me to concerts or anything, but just out and about. If I'm going out to work or go to a tea shop or coffee shop or something, I do have my planner with me, so this is pretty handy. And then, like a lot of the planners, it's got a nice little elastic band to keep it all together. So that's the Do It All planner. That's it. I know I went through a lot, but that's a wrap on the best planners for 2018. I would love to know what you chose. If you chose one of these planners, I would love to know which one you're using. So please leave a comment below or send me an email. I'd love to know what your pick is. And if you're not using one of these, I would love to know what you chose. I want to know which planners I should be checking out and what I should be reviewing next year. You can also check out my best planners post on my website, linked below the video. There are some other options there that are great. There are things that I've used before that just didn't make the video cut, but are also awesome options. So that's it. I hope you find the perfect planner. Here's to you. I hope you have a fantastic 2018. You have a great planner that's helping you like accomplish your goals and your dreams, and that you have an amazing year. Thanks for watching.